And welcome back to Eurostar for act number 3. Since finding a magic kit in the attic at home, Tim Ellis has become a semi-professional magician. He was awarded the 1980 Close-Up Award and is the current Australian Teenage Champion Magician. He's studying film and TV production at Swinburne College and hopes to sort of work the magic on both sides of the camera. Tonight, Tim will be working with 2 members of the audience, and they're perfectly honest, absolutely genuine, because I selected them a little while ago before the show. They're Alison Grugan and Noel Schroeder. Now, I've promised not to make them disappear. Tim has anyway. So please welcome act number 3, our magician tonight on Eurostar, Tim Ellis.
I'd just like to introduce our 2 assistants, Alison and Noel. And before I start, there's one very important thing that I've got to know, and that is, do you believe the impossible can happen? Just to try and test that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this sponge ball, make it vanish from my hands, and reappear here in my pocket. Sounds incredible, but true. All you have to do is take the sponge ball like this, and it's gone. Thank you. This is where the presentation comes in, by the way. Oh, sort of gives it away a little. Actually, this is more of a test than a trick. You see, if you thought this was the sponge ball, I'm afraid you're wrong, because this is a cube. If you're worried about this one here, I think you might be a little worried about here. Well, I have to confess, there is a sponge ball in here. But it's a black one. You see, you should have believed me in the first place, because the sponge ball was, in fact, in my pocket. Now, I'd just like to show you a little item with what I call my travelling sewing kit. As you can see, I'm not all that good at sewing. But if you'd just like to examine these pins, open them up, test the sharpness, whatever you like to do, go for your life, because I'd like to make sure that you know they are, in fact, Australian safety standard safety pins. Don't worry, won't be pressed to buy. If you just examine them happily, I'd like to point out that you're going to be what we call guardians of the pins. And to be guardians of the pins, all you have to do is keep your eyes on the pins. And perhaps, if you'd be able to watch these pins very, very carefully, what I'm going to ask you to do is, Noel, would you be able to watch this one here? And if Alison could... I see. I think we may have to restate my aims here. Sorry about this. Perhaps, no, you don't get a pin. That's life, I guess. So you've got no pins, I've got 1 pin, and you've got 1. 2 pins, and I saw it that time, and I still don't believe it. Hang on a minute. I think we may have to unlink these somehow. Perhaps if you could just give these a blow for me. And that way we get them unlinked. Now we're stuck with these 2. Alison, would you like to have a go? And that way we get those unlinked as well. What I'd like to do now is do something completely different. Magicians never do this. And for the audience at home, I'm going to do something very strange. I'm going to explain how you at home can actually do this trick. All you need to do is take 1 pin like this, take it about there, take another pin, insert it through, twist it back, and there you have a very nice little optical illusion. Not all that convincing, I'll have to admit. However, if you take a 3rd pin and just sort of hang it on there, it can appear as though they're also linked. Once again, not all that convincing. But if you want to make it really convincing, all you have to do is just pass your hand over and it looks as though this is actually joined onto here. Or give it a flick and it looks as though it's joined onto here. If you like, just pass your hand across and you get all 3 joined together. Thank you very much. That's magic, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you.
That's Tim Ellis there. With a name like that, he'd have to be a nice fella. Prue McSween?
Well, Tim, I think you've got an ace up your sleeve with this act. I thought it was really excellent. And in fact, I'm sure a few mums at home would like you around when they're changing their nappies. I really think that you're very polished and it's a very unusual act. And obviously your presentation, your experience is showing through.
Tommy?
What a professionalism at the age of 18. I wish I would have had that when I was 18. Very personable, very, very nice and good gift of the gab. I wonder, do you do any card tricks as well? Because if you do, I'm not going to sit down with you.
Oh, no. Keep vodka.
Well, I thought the unusual props were certainly a plus from my point of view. Again, a great line in patter and very smooth, Tim. Most enjoyable.
OK, Wilton.
More confidence and more sophisticated magic, and I think Tim will make it, because he's certainly got star quality.
All right, let's get down to the gritty-nitty and talk about points. Presentation, Prue?
You're polished and innovative. I give you 8 points.
8 points. Tommy?
That's nitty-gritty.
Yeah?
Yes.
Sorry, Tom.
Presentation, 7.
7. Keith?
I'd like to give you 8.
8. Wilton?
I think you were a little laid back. 7.
7. So presentation, that adds up to 30 points out of 40. Now, content. Tim McSween.
Tim, your content's excellent. I'll give you 8.
8. Tommy?
Exactly the same, 8.
8. Keith?
Very interesting content. I'll give you 8 as well.
That's another 8. Wilton?
7.
7. Yeah, you'd have to be the one out, wouldn't you? Content. 31 out of 40 for content. Now, star quality. Tim McSween.
You've got potential. I give you 8.
8 for star quality. Tommy?
Definitely great potential, 9.
9. Yes, Keith Potka.
Well, no, I'll have to drop that. I think you have star quality as well, but I'll give you 8.
8. And Wilton?
9.
9. A clean 9. 34 out of 40 for star quality. That adds up to 95 points, which means tonight on Your Star, Timothy, $475 for you. That's Tim Ellis with $475. We'll be back with more of Your Star after this break.